Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Coach Josh Ola, and welcome to episode 5 of Coach's Corner. Today, we're going old school back to our roots, and we're going to be taking a look at a full replay analysis. And I'm really excited for this one for a few different reasons. Let me tell you why. The first reason is that we're going to be using a new format to take a look at and break down our replays. So I've already watched it and analyzed it, and I've tried my best to group it into certain categories so that we can spend more time focusing on one aspect instead of jumping around. So first of all, we're going to look at, in part 1 of episode 5 of Coach's Corner, we're going to talk about rotation and positioning and discuss clips that relate to that. In part 2, we're going to talk about bad decisions that we've made during the game and why those are bad decisions. As well, in part 2, we're going to learn about how we can be a better teammate. And then last of all, in part 3 of episode 5, we're going to look at stuff you did good. So I'm looking forward to this new format. I think it'll help us learn and process the information from the replays even better. The second reason I'm excited to look at this replay is that we're going to be taking a look at Polar Bear. Panda. Just pick a bear already, okay? So in this video, Polar Bear, he's a higher level player, Champ 1, Champ 2 play, and he's really been stepping up in our tournament play. I think he's becoming that player that's really the top one on 8th Protocol, a player that the team can really rely upon. So I'm excited to see how he does in our replay. The third reason I'm excited is that for the first time, we're going to be looking at a 2v2 replay instead of the normal 3v3 that we take a look at. And I really feel that this is where I have the most experience, the most knowledge on how to play. It's where I got Grand Champ, so I'm really looking forward to breaking this down for you. I also just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the Rocket Lads community and everyone who plays Rocket League and who's enjoyed these videos. It's really made all the effort and the time that goes into them really mean something and be enjoyable. And we're even to the point now where we have sponsors. So our first sponsor is brought to you by Dax's Hair Cream for that look that you just can't quite describe. We just have a small disclaimer to read here. It says Dax's hair cream is not responsible for the following: strange rashes, burning sensations, sharp increases in estrogen levels, insomnia, random loud outbursts, shortness of breath, muscle deterioration, G Fuel addiction, or diabetes. But hey, I hear it smells great. All right, now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, we're ready to get into our replay. We're going to be looking at some Champ 1 to Champ 2 level gameplay, and it's going to be in the 2v2 competitive, and we're going to be focusing in on Panda or Polar Bear in this footage. So, without further delay, let's get into it. And as I said, we are going to be starting off with focusing on our rotation and positioning. So enjoy. Okay, so here we are in our first clip, and we're going to be looking at 5 different clips in our segment of rotation and positioning, and we're actually going to notice the same issue roughly in all 5 of the clips. But don't feel bad about that. This issue, I feel, is probably the most common mistake that those who are in Diamond, anywhere from Diamond 1 all the way up to Champ 2 will make. And that's not sticking close enough in the play, leaving too much space between you and your teammate. And that's for a lot of reasons. It could be going for unnecessary boost, looking for that, magic pass that's somehow going to make it all the way across the field to you, or just playing overly passive. So we're going to see that mistake, and we're going to hopefully be able to correct it by some of the things we're going to learn here. So here's our first clip. Just get a note of where all the players are on the field. So if we take a look here, we're back. This guy's kind of gone up and hit the ball. He's coming down. We got the other blue teammate way back, and our teammate's upfield already. So we just have an idea of where everybody is. So let's roll the clip a little bit here, and then we'll be able to see a little bit more. So we kind of take the ball patiently. This is good. We push it up the field. we play it slowly here, and we take a shot, which is nice. This guy makes a good save. We're rotating across the field, so it's good to think about where people are again right now. So we know that there's a blue teammate just behind us. He just saved the ball, and we know that the other blue guy is still a little ways away, and we're rotating over into this corner over here. So our orange teammate is pushed up that right wing of the field. So if we roll it a little bit more, we look back. So we put our ball cam back on, which is a good idea. So we gain extremely valuable information here. We are in pretty much a 2v1 against this player. So our immediate reaction, since we saw that the big boost pad isn't there, should be to immediately turn around and support this teammate. Because all this teammate has to do is get a beat on this ball. Like, it could just be a clean pass, it could be just a 50, but we need to get over there and support this as fast as we can because we're in a 2v1 situation. But instead, if we roll the clip, we can see that we keep rolling. We don't see the mid boost either. So our only choice for boost is to rotate all the way back if we want the big boost, and really we don't need it. We don't need that boost. We stop the replay again right here, and we look like we could cut right here, even though this is way late. We should have cut way sooner. We get this boost, that boost, and have 50 plus boost and go support our teammate. But we play way too far away. We should never allow this much space between us and our teammate. This is way too far. And so we get lucky here that the other team kind of just takes it away and pushes it over to the wall and isn't able to take up the field. We've just allowed too much space for the other team to move freely downfield, and technically we should have been in a 2v1, but we avoid that because of some misplays by the blue team. So don't leave that much space. You didn't need boost as bad as you thought. You had 30 up there in that back corner and could have easily put yourself up to 50, 60 with boost pads and had a clean chance at maybe a goal there. So that's our first clip. Let's jump into our second one. Okay, so we're going to be looking at about the same thing that we saw in our last replay in this clip, not being close enough to our teammates supporting them. So here we see we're going for that side boost on the left side of the field. So we're about to grab that. We grab that boost. We start to rotate back. We can see that Fracture has overcommitted to the ball. So as we rotate back a little more, he is way out of the play. So we are now in a 2v1 situation, and really that's the bread and butter of 2v2s. This is what you're looking to do. You're looking to get yourself into 2v1s with the other team, and that's where you're going to score most of your goals, especially as you move up higher and higher in the rank. It's that person who overcommits, takes him out of the play, that's going to give the advantage to the team. So that's what Fracture's done. He's taken himself out of the play here. So we should see this immediately right here. We should be able to recognize this, and our immediate reaction should again be to turn up the field. So based on where our teammate takes this ball. So if he takes it off over here, we're going to want to rotate out around our teammate to support in the middle. But if he somehow catches this ball and he takes it back towards the middle, it may actually make more sense for us to turn and cut tight and stay over on this side of the field. So it's going to depend, but bottom line is we want to turn back up the field. So we're going to see what we choose to do. We do turn, but for some reason, instead of supporting our teammate, we just keep driving and driving over to the right-hand side of the field, and eventually he gets challenged, and we're nowhere close to the play. So if we just jump back, let's jump back about 5 seconds here and watch this again, and we're going to freeze it. If I can put myself in fly cam here, let's see. We should be way further up, like about right here on the field. Like sometimes we're the ones who are afraid, like for some reason, but we're worried like, oh no, what if he gets dunked or what if he gets beat? And then, I'm out of position, but there's only one of them. There's two of us. So he should be feeling the pressure. We shouldn't be feeling that pressure, but we need to get way, way closer up there to support our teammate. Let's see if we jump in. Where are we? We should be like up here supporting our teammate way closer. Then when this ball breaks after the play is over, we're going to have, clean support on the ball. We'll be able to get that ball and continue the pressure. Instead, now we're in the 2v1 because we haven't stuck close enough to the play. So you got to get closer on these challenges. Okay, we're going to look at another example of not being close enough on the play. When we jump in here, we check out again where everybody is. Wow, blue guy way too far away. He's the full length of the field away from his teammate. He's giving you the free uh, free run of it, basically to do whatever you want with this ball and putting himself in a 2v1. We see Inferner, Interfern, Inter. Anyway, he's over there in the corner. So we're watching what he's going to do. So if we run the play a little bit, we're going to see what Inner does as his choice in play. And he turns back and goes for that back boost, which is really, really bad. That's a terrible thing for him to do to his teammate. He's now been like, okay, yeah, you're all right. I'm going to let you 2v1 these guys. So we should be able to immediately recognize that. And as soon as we see him go for this boost over here, we should be getting up the field as fast as we can. And there's a multiple amount of things we can do here. We can simply support our teammate. We can get tighter so that we can have a possible pass. We could just straight up go for a demo on this guy. But unfortunately, we don't do any of those things. What we do is we stay really, really wide across field. Like, we're further across midfield. We're not there to support it all. Again, if we jump into fly cam here and we raise up, we can kind of see, we get far enough to see where you are. So, in my opinion, I would want you to be here. And you're way over there. Because as we roll this play now, we're going to see what happens. Jump back in here. He gets demoed, and if we are closer to this play, that's our ball. But there's no way we can get there because we're not supporting our teammates. One of the biggest mistakes that players make, and I think I've said this and multiple people have heard me, is you look for the pass in a 2v2, and rarely should you ever do that. You should just be playing for the challenge and to be able to be that person who can get the beat after the challenge, get to the ball first. Sometimes when you're in a 2v1, there could be a pass, but not like you were hoping for. There was so much space between you and your teammate. It would have taken so long for that play to develop. Fracture would have been hopefully been able to read that play. And he definitely would have been able to at a higher level. So if you want to pass, they're going to have to get closer than that. But there's a lot of other plays that would have been much better, such as sticking close or going for that demo on the goalie so that your teammate can get that ball down the field faster. He's slowing it down because he didn't really have any support. So again, get closer to your teammate. All right, we're going to look at our fourth example of not being tight enough on the play, and the next couple clips are actually going to feature the same reason, and that's going for unnecessary boost. When we don't need it, the better play is to put more pressure on. So we're going to see here, we're about to hit the ball. We're going to put a nice pass up against the wall here. Fracture and Inner are in almost the exact same spot. They're the same car, basically. So we pass the ball here. This is good. They're in an awkward position. Unfortunately, we can see that your teammates also made the same mistake that you've been making and is way too far away from the play over on the right-hand side of the field, or else this is probably a goal. So we can see that mistake coming from both sides. So as soon as we see Fracture make this awkward touch, and he's pointed like upwards on the wall, and we're coming down off the wall, and we stop right here. Again, we're pretty much in a 2v1. If our teammate Juicy there gets a good pass or a beat, we have a very possible goal to happen here because Fracture's in an awkward spot. So as soon as you come off the wall, based on this information, what I would do, you have 57 boost. I would immediately rotate here to here to here and take those 3 boost pads, which is going to add 36 boost to you. If you add 36 boost to you, you have 95 boost pretty much. So you would have maximum boost, and I wouldn't be burning boost to get those boosts. Let the play develop. Juicy is the next person who's going to have a challenge on that, and then you're going to be over there to support. But instead, we rotate far out of the play. We spend a lot of boost to go and get boost, which is counterintuitive. It doesn't make any sense. Then we're way out of the play. We're way too far away, and then we rush in. So this is interesting. You've done the thing that you should have done before, but now you're doing it when you shouldn't do it. So it's interesting to think about that. So we shouldn't be going in here. It's too late. We've missed our opportunity to support this. It wouldn't have worked out, but we didn't know that. And so we need to do those right things. We need to be in the right place in case something good happens, like the ball comes off. And now again, we're in the 2v1 and we're committing and putting ourselves in a really bad position here. So know when you need boost and know when you don't need boost. And that was an option where we didn't need boost at all. We should have been supporting, keeping that pressure on to keep that offensive siege going. All right, so our fifth clip is actually basically right after the last clip we showed. We're seeing that play unfold here. Unfortunately, bad teammates on the blue team. They're stacked up. They're fighting over the ball. They actually interrupt each other, so we get off the hook for our overcommit on the last play. So we're going to see this ball breaks off to the side. We put a challenge on it. This is great. If we take a look at the field, there's nobody there. Nobody at all. We can see this guy's over here somewhere. Blue guy's over here. This blue guy is pointed off in this direction over here. There's absolutely no one here. So as soon as we see this happen, one, we know we have 50 boost, and there's multiple more boosts up the middle that we can get, so don't need boost. So we should know that right away. So what we want to do is Juicy's going to get this ball. Either one, he's going to dribble this in, or two, he's going to try to shoot it. If he tries to shoot it and he misses, because that happens, then it's probably going to hit the wall. It's unlikely that he's going to miss super wide and go over here. So our play is to just support him. We're just going to go mid in case he beans it into the wall here and it bounces out so that we can clean up. But again, instead of doing that, we rotate off over here to the right side of the field and we grab boost. But here's the thing. If we thought he was just going to score the goal, why did we go for boost instead of supporting him? We're placing a lot of trust in our teammate here, which is good, but it's unnecessary trust because people make mistakes. So this play doesn't make any sense. We get lucky because our teammate is able to rebound off the wall and put it in, but we should have never gone for that side boost. We should see there's no goalies, nobody's home. We're almost guaranteed a goal. The only thing that can happen is our teammate messes it up and pushes it off the wall. So we should just immediately be moving up the middle of the field on this play to support him. So these are the kind of things where our decision making could be better. And we don't want to look at a play and go, we scored the goal, so it was right or it worked out. We've got to make those good decisions because that's going to happen. 25% of the time or 20% of the time, he may miss that shot. And so we want to be in the right position so that we can clean it up. So we got to tighten up on a lot of plays, not going for unnecessary boosts, not waiting for that miracle pass across the middle of the field, playing off challenges. So I think if you can change this one thing, and we're going to talk about others in part 2, I think it will drastically improve your ability and your rank in 2s. All right, so let's sum up what we've learned about our rotation and positioning. So we really want to be careful that we're sticking closer to our teammate to support him. Oftentimes we're getting distracted, as we saw, by boosts, but it was often unnecessary boosts, and it was causing us to not be there to either maybe take a shot, or it was allowing that offensive pressure to break down sooner than it should. So we need to discern better when we actually need the boost and when we don't, and really just grab those small pads and keep that pressure on. That's what's going to help us to score more goals. So just watch those couple things, and I think if we do that, then in no time, we'll improve in our 2v2 play. I think this was the biggest key from the whole replay to take note of. All right, everyone, that's it for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. In part 2, like I said, we're going to take a look at bad decisions that we've made and also how we can be a better teammate. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in part 2.